Is it fair for the DMK government to cry foul now, given that there's a long history as far as this case is concerned and the allegations against this particular minister? Forget the fact that he was in a previous party earlier, he joined the DMK recently, etc.
Look, I think, Shivani, we should make a clear distinction between two things. One, the facts of the case. This is a case which has gone to the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court has said the ED can continue to investigate and the investigations into this do not have to be restarted. So therefore, what is happening, there is no problem. I think what the DMK can object to is the nature of the arrest.
The manner in which?
Yeah, the manner in which he was picked up at 2 a.m. This is an 8-year-old case. I mean, where is the need for a midnight arrest? He could easily have been arrested this morning, or he could have been arrested yesterday in the afternoon. So I think that there are two issues here. One is the manner of arrest, which the DMK has been critical about. But let's face it, most of these charges, especially in this particular case, against Mr. Senthil Balaji, were made by Mr. Stalin when he was leader of the opposition. So I don't think the DMK can take the moral high ground here. But the concern for the DMK is that this may not be limited to this 2015 case alone. There have been income tax raids a few weeks ago on Mr. Senthil Balaji's close associates, including his brother. Following that, the ED raids yesterday. And Mr. Senthil Balaji is known to be one of the confidants of the Chief Minister, handling two very meaty portfolios of electricity and prohibition, which includes TASMAC, which is the liquor stores run by the state government. So I think that there is a concern in the DMK that this may not stop with Mr. Senthil Balaji. This may go further up. And that is why you see the DMK come out with all guns blazing today in trying to defend this man. After all, 5 years ago, he was in the opposition. He was not with the DMK at all. So I think that there are two issues here. The DMK is a little nervous as to where this may lead to. And the second point, of course, is that...
Fair enough what you're saying. The manner of it, I'll go across to our other guests as well. But, Sumanth, I do need to point out that the DMK is not just questioning the manner, as, of course, they will do in court as well, and that's their fair right. They are indeed questioning the very arrest itself and the case itself. So does that not smack of hypocrisy?
No, as far as I know, they have not questioned the case.
In fact, they have. Mr. Stalin himself has called it vendetta.
No, he's calling the arrest and the activities surrounding the manner in which he was taken into custody as vendetta. Because, look, when Mr. Senthil Balaji joined the DMK, they said he will continue to face these cases. So to be fair to them, they have not said that this case is political vendetta, because mind you, they were the ones who made the charges against Mr. Senthil Balaji. So they have not called the case vendetta, they've called the manner of the arrest vendetta.
Yes, but you look at all the narrative from the DMK plus the opposition parties, they're questioning, of course, what the central agencies are doing to opposition leaders, right? And that obviously ties in to the entire narrative that agencies are being misused by the BJP against opposition leaders. But in this case, you're saying that at least as far as this case is concerned, there is no bone to pick on the fact that Mr. Senthil is under the scanner. But let me bring in some of our other guests in as well. From the Congress party, the Congress has joined in, of course, naturally because you're ally partners. But again, my question to you is the same. Mr. Stalin himself is on record to question this minister. He's had a checkered past. The case goes back a long way. In fact, the Supreme Court, as I mentioned earlier, this May asked the ED to go full hammers against, Mr. Senthil in this investigation. Then what is the problem? Where is the misuse of the agencies? This matter has been going back and forth between the Madras High Court and the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court directed the ED to complete this investigation within 2 months. In fact, they said that if you don't, then we'll appoint an investigating officer.
Well, the government, the ED right now is following, is following the orders of the court because the court has asked them to complete the investigation in 2 months. Well, there was no need for you to go and arrest someone at 2 o'clock in the night. When the investigations were on, you were going through the entire process. No one objected the ED from conducting these raids or doing any kind of inquiries. Why all these high drama? Unless it is actually targeting those people, trying to mentally break them down. So because this has been a clear vendetta case, if you're actually looking at the ED probes that have happened since 2014, you would see that there have been over 150 cases of ED that have happened, 150 cases of opposition leaders who have been under ED scanner. So
but ma'am, that in itself doesn't prove anything. Each case has to be looked at from its own merits. Let's discuss this case. In this case, is there not merit to go against this minister? Is it actually, just because he's a minister today doesn't mean that, the charges become less, problematic. In fact, the very fact that in the court, in the Madras High Court, the minister concerned went and said that we've compromised, quote unquote, with those who've been defrauded, in itself is an acceptance of guilt.
No one is objecting to the ED inquiries here. It is, we all are talking about the high drama that's going all around.
Okay, fair enough. You're saying we don't question, but let's hope that that is the case then. Because I've heard enough reactions from all opposition parties plus the DMK. There is a suggestion and a hint of the fact that this is plain witch hunt that has been going on against all opposition leaders. You just brought in the fact that there have been 150 cases against opposition leaders. But that in itself, as I said, does not denounce this minister of the charges he is facing. And those are historical charges he's facing well before this government came to power.
Well, the law gives everyone the right to defend themselves unless they're proven guilty. Okay, and here it is, you're doing the investigation.
No, fair enough in that.
Fair enough. We are not objecting to any kind of investigation that is happening.
But you are.
The entire manner in which the investigation, the ED investigation is happening, needing to do you need to arrest someone at 1:30 or 2 o'clock?
Ma'am, but that's not your call. That's the call of the agency. And if the arrest is illegal, then let the court weigh in on that.
See, the court will actually take cognizance of all facts before giving any kind of order. We agree on that. But here we are talking about what is the need for all these high drama that you're running in.
You can ask
do you
that
want
as
to
an opposition party. No, that's fair enough.
Do you want to
I'm not getting into that just yet. But you are questioning the ED investigations at the same time saying that we are not questioning it. The moment you say this is witch hunt in the larger scheme of things, that is questioning the ED investigation. But I'll take both your points.